person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This man not dey off in mind. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Aha! Now you muna don hear o. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube.
Mayegun diary.
I miss you too, but we have a lot to talk about tonight, a lot of catch up to do. And I don't think the time will allow us to take calls tonight, but I will try, okay? So, thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not-so-friendly friends, and tell them, Mayegun today, oh.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary.
I also need your help.
Fatherism.
I want you to please tell me if the audio is perfect. I moved the entire studio, almost the entire studio, to London, but I never used them. So I came back and I have to reset everything back up. You tell me, what do you think?
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number
Ani esuraki.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esuraki.
Ó ti dójú ẹsẹ̀.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ani esuraki.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
We are going to war. Kolu is leading Nigeria and some ECOWAS countries to war with Niger Republic. Share the broadcast.
Ani esuraki. Presido Barufi o. Ani esuraki. Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
I have a lot. I mean, let's start. I am kind of in good mood, so I'm going to ask Kolu to get us into it. When he told you, it wasn't during the campaign, it was one random time like that, and it was when they were discussing about the joblessness in Nigeria, the unemployment in Nigeria. So, army of unemployed youth, recruit them. I'm going to start from that.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and
And thank you very much. The moment has come. The time has come for the 50 million unemployed Nigerians to be recruited into something that at least we can say for the first time in our lifetime, Nigerian army are actually going to real war. But that is not the whole story. Ladies and gentlemen, brethren in the temple of truth, 2 days ago, you've heard about the coup in Nigeria-Republic and all of the ensuing drama. Ma, bring you up to date on some of them, yeah? Okay. In Nigeria-Republic, where Buhari was investing the Nigeria's scarce resources for 8 years, he built a sort of a kingdom for himself in Nigeria-Republic in collaboration with those who are controlling Nigeria-Republic. Now, immediately Buhari left. Those who were protecting their own president, they are called Presidential Guard. A section of military trained to protect the president, Presidential Guard. Now, one of the leader of the Presidential Guard staged a coup. They arrested the president. Why? What's going on? Well, as usual, as it is all over Africa, when military strikes, they will say they are trying to stop the corrupt politicians who have misused their power on several occasions to subvert the will of the people, because they are closer to them. They are those who are wielding guns, protecting the politicians. So they know them very well. So when they stage coup, in most cases, they will say they are doing it to save the country. None of them is different, too. Sure you get, whether military or civil, they are all criminals and crook. One is with guns. The other one is what? Is with pen. Now, when the whole story in Nigeria-Republic was that as rich in mineral resources as that country is, it is also as poor as the church rats. The people are living in squalor, poverty, while the elite are living large, like in opulence. So this disparity, this difference in the society is like, physically, present, like you could tell. However, somehow, there is more. There is always more, okay? So what is more? The resources of Nigeria-Republic, imagine this, so Nigeria-Republic is exporting uranium and gold, which is superseded, also being supervised by France for years, even though it's in an independent country, Niger. But the arrangement between the colonial master and the colonized, the puppet in the Niger-Republic was that France was taking as much as 70% value of Niger-Republic resources. What happened to the remaining 30%? Well, it goes to the elite. Those ones who never complained about it, in a way. So France, in return, would then give them handout, like, you know what I mean? So they said, the resources leaving Niger-Republic alone, a year, raw materials. So if they were to be paid for that, they will be making over 50 billion US dollars from just exchanging resources alone. Not even other things that comes with it. But Niger-Republic resources is valued at $9 billion, which means they have been so squeezed and all that. But the elite had no problems with that. So the military guys, somehow, they found their friends in Burkina Faso, in Guinea, Conakry, in Mali. And then they were like, you know what? What's going on, guys? If we want to succeed in this, because we know that our own rulers here, they are puppets of the West. So being puppet of the West means the African leaders will continue to complain that the Western world is shortchanging Africa. The Western world is not respecting Africa. They will be saying all of that. But behind the scene, for them to keep power, they have to live off this West. as, their backer, like the guarantor. Okay, do whatever you want. We'll do whatever we want as well. Okay? Just continue to lament, but you will not do anything about it. So they are like puppet that way. So the military were like, no, they are like, they've been puppet to the West for a while. So they discovered that there is a new puppet master in town. And guess what? Russia. So Russia, that is now, it's not just now, it's been a while, okay? But somehow, these new guys in Africa, especially West Africa, they are finding their ways into the cozy comfy of Putin in Russia. I'm not going to say it's completely bad, because if they have been puppet to the West, America, UK, France, and all these places for decades, and they have remained poor, right? So if they choose to go to another puppet master, who they believe that will treat them right with much respect, it is still from one puppet master to another. Sure, you get. None of this, in my own view, is in the interest of the Africans generally. It's about the power mongers. Where can they get security, safety? If they want to face America, if they want to deny France, who is going to protect them? Who can protect them? That kind of the play. Sure, you get. That is what is playing out currently in Africa, if you don't know yet. Right? And these guys found their way to the comfy of Russia. Okay? That if anything, if worse come to worse, Russia will not just give them arms and ammunition. Russia will even give them food, grains, and all that can help them. Buffer, because they are already poor. What kind of threat do you think the West is going to carry out on them that they are not already carrying out when they call themselves the friends of Africa? Do you get that drift? You are friends with America, you are friends with all these people, your resources have been exploited, right? You just talk about it. Africa is rich, but it's just the West. It's the neocolonialism and all of that stuff. Sure, you get, they are already poor. So what can you do? We'll sanction them. We'll stop giving you aid. Fine. Don't come and take our resources anymore then. France, we don't want you in our country anymore. So this is kind of a new trend where they are the new power bloc. You can say military. There are civilians among them too. They are not just military. There are civilians too, driving straight to Russia. Now, they are now kind of feeling like they are having choices, and the West can go and hang themselves. You know that in history of African leadership, whether it is democracy or dictatorship anywhere, the change of government in Africa, the involvement of the West, whether it's school, whether it's revolution, or whether it is war, whether all these things, the involvement of the West in them, you know what I mean? It's not new. It's been like, so what is it going to be again? So that's like declaring war on your colonial masters. Tell them to go to hell. So the division right now, which is the purpose of this conversation tonight, ECOWAS, there is a body of countries in West Africa. So they call themselves the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Now you see in these countries, right, you have those who are Portuguese speaking, you have those who are like French speaking, you have those who are English speaking in this part of West Africa. Now, based on their different colonial experience from their different colonial masters at the time, the ideology of balkanizing Africa, which came by to say, okay, you are Guinean, I am Nigerian, you are Ghanaian, you are South African, and the rest of that. And the same sense of you don't have to relate with yourself, kind of, that they always like a push at the time. One thing that the West always have on Africa and the African leaders and their governments from time immemorial is the compromise on them, because they are mostly very, very corrupt, deeply corrupt. And where do they keep all their loot? They keep them outside their countries. Most of them are kept in some of these Western countries, or wherever else they are keeping their loot. You will still see the involvement of the West, their own agents, their own banks, and the rest of that involved in transferring the loot from the original countries. So this compromise is what always give the Western countries like America and UK the audacity to always threaten Africa with sanctions. Sanctions like, oh, we'll make you a pariah state. Nobody's going to give you money. Nobody's going to come and trade with you. But it's all lies. Compromise. And because of this compromise, they always have their puppets and they always keep them in power. You will see fraudulent elections. You will see African leaders changing the constitution because they want to perpetuate themselves in power. And the West, whenever you see them visit any part of this Western country that talk about democracy, they always roll out red carpet for these same dictators until they feel like somebody else is taking the deal that they are taking from his country. Then they will turn against him. And it has always been like that. So in this case, for this West African, especially French-speaking West African countries like Mali, and then Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic, of course, they are saying to hell with the West. We are already poor. What can you do? What was the worst you can do? Then they turned east. Abi, where is Russia? We can say east, Abi. They looked up to the east. So with the assurance from Russia that if it comes to anybody coming after you, we will protect you. Whatever the deal is under the table, nobody knows. But the one on the surface is that Russia to the rescue, to hell with the West. We can change our government. We can kick out all of our puppet, African puppet presidents who are loyal to the West. Kick them out. And we will take charge and we'll be loyal to the Russia. You can see that. And for those of you who know that, in the last 1.5 years, or almost 2 years now, you see this Russia versus Ukraine versus, you know what I mean, NATO and all that. It has always been proxy war that somehow, I have said it, I said this earlier this year, I said the proxy war that you are seeing in Russia, Ukraine, and the rest, right? You are going to finally see it in Africa. And it seems they found their ally, Escobar, Kolu, Jaga bandit, Jaga addict, Jaga wèrè, aṣíwájú àwọn olè, aṣíwájú àwọn pickpocket, aṣíwájú àwọn chancers. They found him. The Chicago trainee, or should we say Chicago trained Pablo Escobar. So, is the chairman of ECOWAS. As chairman of ECOWAS, Nigeria, as the chair of ECOWAS, big country, neighbor with a Niger. Oh yeah, Nigeria, Kamala Harris, the vice president to Joe Biden, phoned Kolu and said, listen, this is how it's done. You will see the handwriting. Oh. If I am lying, you can tell me. If I am kind of hallucinating, you can tell me too. Kamala Harris was like, hey, ho, yo, man. Not like that. That one is not right. Like she called him to say, listen, this is how it's done. Niger Republic, we know that they have planned coup there. They have removed their president. But you see these guys who just took over, we don't know them. And they have publicly come out to burn the flag of France. They have attacked the France, they have protested in front of French embassy in Niger. So we can tell that they are listening to Putin. Remember the West African ECOWAS that did not see anything when Burkina Faso. Let me show you something on your screen. Just for the sake of, for optic. I've been obviously to talk for optic sake. Let me show you this. You see these following African countries, right? They had their different coup at different times. Okay. Burkina Faso, they had their own they had their own coup in January 2022. Chad, they had their own coup since April 2021. Guinea, they had theirs since September 2021. Mali, since August 2020. Niger, which just happened in July, this past month. Sudan, which is currently at war, by the way, anyway. When you look at Burkina Faso, when you look at Chad, when you look at Guinea, when you see Mali, and then before Niger, you will see that they already have military rulers. So why is Niger different? The reason is because Niger is, I believe, the seventh country with the largest deposit of uranium. Uranium is very much used in manufacturing all this nuclear energy. The one where they talk saving them blue and like all of us we just like that we are gone. And that's okay. There's no point, no time of suffering or thinking, I think. Niger Republic has one of the largest deposits of gold in West Africa. But none of this has turned to riches, prosperity, or safety for their citizens. So why Niger? Because it's Russia. Now here is the handwriting. When Kamala Harris spoke with Tinubu, and with what Tinubu has been doing, you can tell it is so relative to the same pattern of what happened between Russia and Ukraine or NATO. Kolu called a meeting and said, listen, we need to take action. America wants us to take action. Listen to this. France wants us to take action against Niger. And they want it to be a collective action. And me being the Escobar of Nigeria, I hold them that I need to do something. Say, okay, what are we going to do? They now announced. Listen to this. They said, one, they give these coupists 7 days to return the man they removed to power. Okay? And return back to barracks. If they fail to do that, now they are going to place economic sanction on Niger Republic. So nobody will transact with Niger Republic in West Africa again. Nobody is going to give Niger Republic any support again. And finally, after the 7 days, West African soldiers, they are going to come into Niger Republic and they are going to remove that their leader and reinstate the original democracy because it is the right thing to do. From that moment that they made that threat. Now, these people that they talk to, you see their face. Now, these guys that they talk to say they give them 7 days or else, Tinubu will bring soldier into Niger Republic. And Nigerian army, they said, we are ready and we are waiting for the order of the president. That is Kolu. Now, President Kolu now called the meeting of ECOWAS. Maybe he has forgotten that. Remember that time when Bokwari said they wanted to borrow money? $6 billion. They want to borrow money in the name of Nigeria. They want to use Nigeria name to borrow money. And then build rail line from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic. And Niger Republic will not pay a dime. Now, we now said the total trade between Niger Republic and Nigeria, because they partly use Nigeria as a transit route for some of their importation too, whatever they are importing to their country. So the trade between Niger and Nigeria in a year is put at $240 million. That's the total trade between Niger and Nigeria that you can see on record. Because you see, if you are in Katsina State, in Daura, where Bokwari lives in Daura, Bokwari's house in Daura, when Bokwari is in his living room, he's drinking his kunu or whatever in living room, front house, that is Nigeria. If Bokwari go to the backyard to go and do something at the backyard, you see that backyard, now Niger Republic. Have you seen the border of Niger Republic and Nigeria before? Now wood, they demarcate the road. There is no border. That's the border. There is no border post there. So if you go to Niger Republic, the way they consider them, they are like the 37th state of Nigeria. So we said, how could Nigeria, you remember that time, how could Nigeria want to go and build rail line from Kano to Maradi? Two countries whose trade between them is less than $300 million. Nigeria want to go and borrow $6 billion to build rail line to them. What is the economic value? You remember? Do you remember that time? And we said that same money could construct the rail track from Lagos straight to the creek in Niger Delta. And all of those trucks that are falling off your road in Nigeria because they are carrying fuel or this and that on your road, you can actually move them on that same rail track. And within a year, that route, if Nigeria spend that $6 billion, that route will fetch Nigerian government over $10 billion in a year. You remember that time when we had that conversation? So, which economic sanction is Nigeria talking about? Which economic sanction against Niger is Kolu talking about? So they said they are going to stop giving Niger Republic electricity. I don't even understand that. Electricity for the poor country that their elite, only their elite uses the electricity, which I don't understand. Anyway, whatever economic sanction they want to place on Niger because of these soldiers, they have given them 7 days. You did hear? 7 days. Now those ones are now like, if I say you the crazy, Abi, you want to take us collect legitimacy in French, because they didn't say it in English. It was in French. It's like, if I say you the mad, Abi, now you want to collect a trophy for your masters, Abi. If you make any move and your soldier enter the territory of Niger, you are sending them to their death. Because that would be incursion into the territorial integrity of Niger Republic. French love is all. Now French they take to talk am. Du peuple de Niamey now die, suicide, die. And as they are speaking, same thing was coming from Guinea-Conakry. People from where's the other one? Chadi. People from this what do you call it? Mali, Burkina Faso. You come to die, you food, die. War new now war that is sunny. That's what they say. Now war, they call they do any bragging. You people when if you fight Boko Haram, ordinary Boko Haram for 10 years, you know if you fight them, you they brag, you they mad, you do come here, you die. That's it. In French, I'll show you. Because it will be like say they tried to crack you up or something. Serious story, war. Kolu was talking about war. From where? With who? With what? So to Kano Jetty, we will go use to Kano Jet, go destroy Bokwari Kingdom. I don't know. But they said, if you try them, do papue, do die. Straight. See.
Au nom de nos plus hautes autorités, j'ai l'insigne honneur de donner une lecture du communiqué conjoint numéro 001 du Burkina Faso et de la République du Mali. Communiqué dont la teneur suit. Les gouvernements de transition du Burkina Faso et du Mali ont appris par voie de presse les conclusions des sommets extraordinaires de la Communauté économique des États d'Afrique de l'Ouest, CEDEAO, et de l'Union économique et monétaire ouest-africaine, UEMOA, tenue le 30 juillet 2023 à Abuja, sur la situation politique au Niger. Les gouvernements de transition du Burkina Faso et du Mali, 1. Expriment leur solidarité fraternelle et celle des peuples burkinabés et maliens au peuple frère du Niger, qui a décidé en toute responsabilité de prendre son destin en main et d'assumer devant l'histoire la plénitude de sa souveraineté. 2. Dénonce la persistance de ces organisations régionales à prendre des sanctions aggravant la souffrance des populations et mettant en péril l'esprit de panafricanisme. 3. Refuse d'appliquer ces sanctions illégales illégitime et inhumaine contre le peuple et les autorités nigériennes. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire contre le Niger s'assimilerait à une déclaration de guerre contre le Burkina Faso et le Mali. Je répète. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire contre le Niger s'assimilerait à une déclaration de guerre contre le Burkina Faso et le Mali. Je répète pour une dernière fois. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire...
If Dupe down a war. If in a Dupe Niger, if you declare war on Niger, you're also declaring war on Burkina Faso and Mali. If Dupe Niger, if Dupe Burkina Bay and Mali. Wala new. And you see, war is not like you going somewhere to buy shawarma and complain that you found stone in it. War lead or adigan in French. They even told the woman to even tell them, say, Emma, she mistake you. Emma, see, this one, puppet and puppeteers as well. You know, they do any kind of, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow, new. Listen to this other one.
23. Depuis le 26 juillet 2023, le peuple de Guinée, à sa tête le Comité national du Rassemblement pour le développement, CNRD, suit avec beaucoup d'intérêt l'évolution de la situation sociopolitique en République sœur du Niger, qui a conduit à la prise de responsabilité par le Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie, CNSP. Les autorités guinéennes rendent un hommage aux braves populations du Niger pour leur sens élevé de patriotisme et saluent l'esprit républicain et la maturité des forces de défense et de sécurité qui ont privilégié l'intérêt supérieur de leur nation en choisissant de se réunir pour trouver ensemble des solutions aux problèmes nigériens. Le CNRD reste convaincu que les nouvelles autorités mettront tout en œuvre pour garantir la stabilité et la concorde au Niger et dans la sous-région. Les mesures de sanctions préconisées par la CEDEAO, incluant une intervention militaire, est une option qui ne saurait être une solution aux problèmes actuels, mais entraînerait un désastre humain dont les conséquences pourraient aller au-delà des frontières du Niger. De ce fait, le CNRD s'abstient d'appliquer ces sanctions illégitimes et inhumaines contre le peuple frère et les autorités nigériennes et exhorte la CEDEAO à revenir à de meilleurs sentiments. La République de Guinée réaffirme par ce communiqué sa vision panafricaniste en apportant sa solidarité à la population nigérienne et en invitant les nouvelles autorités du CNSP à préserver l'unité et la cohésion nationale. Le CNRD souligne qu'une intervention militaire contre le Niger entraînerait de facto la dislocation de la CEDEAO. De même, les peuples frères du Mali, du Burkina Faso, du Niger et de la Guinée aspirent à plus de reconnaissance et de respect de leur souveraineté. Par ailleurs, le CNRD tient à préciser que les sanctions prises et les menaces proférées lors du sommet du 30 juillet 2023 n'engagent nullement la République de Guinée. Au moment où les jeunes populations de l'espace CEDEAO vivent un drame humain en Tunisie et dans la Méditerranée, la préoccupation des dirigeants de la sous-région
if you see any agbado here opening his mouth, wow, like the latrine, don't waste your time. They argue with them, okay? If they come here to abuse me, don't waste your time and replying them. Majority of them in jail or malokusi, they will soon pack them because they're gonna need people. You get that now? You know the poverty level in Nigeria and the unemployment. One of the more pronounced job that Kolu is going to give them, recruit into the army 50 million youth. What are they going to eat? Cassava, agbado, beans is grown here. You create demand and supply. Of course, the farmers will make more money. Even the funeral houses will make more money. Ask them in Lagos, athlete people. Time to recruit in lele, shele madini, enyi wiri. Be mad to time to recruit in lele. Most of you, they will carry you go Niger. Now from that Niger, the worst case was they don't go even announce say they don't kill you. They go just say 300 Nigerian soldier, 200 Ghanaian soldier, Kenyan soldier have died. On my fear can number lasting. You want my boomy. 10 and 11 years, they couldn't defeat Boko Haram. Call you fair finish bad scores. He won't take any Niger. You they see that woman. She that one look like a civil defense to you. It's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood. La République, la respect. Can respect arawa. That's Pan-Africanism, la brotherhood. Let everybody respect you. You the answer to the West, with the answer to Russia. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. If you declare war on Niger, World War III, they are waiting on Ukraine. If you start from Africa, get behave. And I like that voice. I kind of like it. In that strong word, like because most of you are those who encouraged military coup in your countries. You abuse the electoral process. You subvert the will of the people. You tell them you make yourselves Lord and Savior like nobody can touch you. And when you do all of this, some other criminal guys who are with guns, they will hold you to your jugular and you start shouting democracy. Democracies are dangerous. Democracy is always a danger in the hands of you criminal politicians. Do you understand? So make una know they do any of these things. So when they begin, you see, I'll tell you one thing. You know now they're asking people to come and register to join the army. Come and join army, or come and join police, or come and... You see, during the World War, it got to a stage that now they kidnap people. To the point that people, they intentionally, they go somewhere, break their leg, so they can be like crippled like that. Because they don't want to go to war. If they see you, people, they hide themselves. Now, so it will happen soon. Sure you get. Because all these Magnum guys, I've been waiting to call them from Russia. You get? Ajagunjeun. We used to have them in Yoruba land. They call them mercenaries. Ajagunjeun. What they do is that your war is their war. If they say there is war in Lome, Togo, you go see them there. They go to fight for one side. If they say there is war in China, you go see them there. They go to fight for whoever paid them. Their war is their war. And they all have these weapons that they want to dispose of. So before brothers kill brothers, they said tell Kolu to behave himself. Because back in their country right now, from what I have gathered, they are picking up all the politicians. Sure you get. They said they have arrested over 5,000 politicians. You get one of them that even went viral some time ago. And it was, they said it's the finance minister or finance commissioner or something. And the guy was crying. They said they were like, you need to tell us all you know about all of the shady deals that the government that they overthrown did while they were there. Or you will be executed in 24 hours. That's an exaggeration. So there is no confirmation of that. Even the man, if he talk, for some reason, he was probably in shock that the power they were wielding and the people that were protecting them are the same people who have arrested them, locked them up for treason, and they're likely going to kill them. I mean, I'll cry too if I was one of them. Like, and this is the situation in Nigeria Republic, the place that call you, want to send your children. If they grab you, you may not have a chance of crying like this. For somebody like me, I don't really know what it is like. But somebody shared a story with me when they were going to Libya on the road to Europe, and they got caught. Almost like play. My boy, he finally discovered that those who caught them, they sold them off like slaves. They are now slaves. You are now slaves that they are selling them off like play. And those they felt like too weak to be sold, they shot and killed them right before their very eyes. And they were like, oh, more real. This one is not the escape. This one is not like the escape from Sobibo. Real film, they lay you. When they survived it and they were sharing their story, you can only play it in your head. Because they don't hear your language, you don't hear their own. Here you are from Nigeria, for example. And these guys are holding you. They are holding you and they are speaking. You don't even know what they are saying. Like, could do 400. Say 400 what? $400. 400 naira. 400 this. Short it a minute. Have they sold me? You go, they ask your fellow guys, I thought they were policemen that arrested us. No, they're not be policemen. No. They be people they catch slaves. So can't you imagine if they catch you? Because say, la pepue to Niger. He say, sorry, what do you say? Now, you couldn't defend and fight Boko Haram. Let me give you a quick backstory, which is also relative. For 8 years of Boko Haram, when Goodluck Egbere Jonathan was there, Niger Republic, Niger, and Chad, because they shared border with Nigeria, so their government, they were just milking the government of Nigeria. What's that? They will be telling the government of Nigeria to support and give them money in order for them to help crush the Boko Haram terrorists that are crossing over to Nigeria. They will help them stop them so they won't get to Nigeria. So that will reduce the influx of the terrorists. Here you get. This was during Jonathan's time. So under Jonathan, they were cashing out like that. But surprisingly, the terrorists were just pouring in. They were just pouring in. It was like Jonathan paid for their easy passage from these countries to Nigeria. Now, it got so bad that it cost Jonathan his presidency. Here, you know, when Boko Haram came, it was easier, okay? According to what we have, there are millions of Hausas, millions of Fulanis who are from Nigeria, who are also living in Niger Republic. Like, they have been there. That's why they consider themselves as Nigerians as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so Boko Haram who built that relationship. So Boko Haram went from giving them security money in millions of dollars. They call it a regional, something like a regional agreement or regional security, blah, 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 blah. But instead of security to improve in Nigeria, it worsened. But billions of your money ended up in the pocket of those rulers there. Long story. So, if you find your way in there right now, that you can no longer even fight a Fulani terrorist. Fulani, Hausa, Kanuri, Boko Haram. You can't fight them. You couldn't fight them for years. And they say they are moving you to Niger Republic to go and remove somebody who, to go and remove the military there. And you are sitting down, you are thinking, that sounds good. No? Let's go back to Nigeria. Because there is even more boiling there. Again, if you are just joining me, especially on Facebook or YouTube, it's going to be a long night. But before you forget, right, take a moment and like this broadcast, okay? So that once you do that, you don't need to do it again. Share it too. And, you won't get so kind of soaked into this that you forgot. Thank you. Now, to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, Even the house, it no easy. Kolu, Jaga addict, Jaga bandit himself is kind of overplaying his card, though. You see, you can use propaganda to rig election and put yourself in government. It's going to be very hard to use propaganda to continue to rule people who are already traumatized, impoverished. So they did something. And I want to say this to you quickly. I know a lot of you don't like to see him, but there are some things he said here. I want to kind of break them down, okay, for the sake of you, the brethren. Kolu have started using mouth to break meat. I'm sorry, to break meat. Should I say using his mouth to divide the meat in the soup now? You know what I mean? I'll tell you. Remember that Kolu said, and he said he was bringing you palliative, okay, because of this subsidy stuff. And it's palliative. You should wait for them. It will cost 500 billion naira. Initially, it was more or less like an insult that he was going to give you, what do you call it, $10 to cushion the effect of the inflation and the high cost of living. But this time around, Kolu came around with, shall you get, youth, your own. For you, healthcare, what we are going to do about your own, this is that, take this one. But they did a trick. They decided in the process, in trying to make it look like Kolu actually has plan for you in the face of all of this. So what they have done is that they recorded Kolu with his teleprompter. Nothing bad in using teleprompter, okay? Like, just use it professionally. Hone it. Especially if you are actually speaking from your heart, that you are addressing something like for real. Action, not just words. But you know that whenever Kolu is talking, you know now, that's why you don't like listening to him. Almost they recorded Kolu. They can't go use, instead of them to use ×1, which will make it look real a bit. You know that's the way we say when you want to fast forward. What I'm saying right now, yeah, I can edit it and it will start doing like and I will be saying everything, though, but it will be like, Mayegun, dake now, dake. Mayegun, dake, stop for a minute. Try and speak like, you know. They put Kolu on fast forward. Kolu can't they read like person maybe say, I don't know, like you won't even read the newspaper like that. You won't read the news. Okay, maybe as a newscaster, like reading news, like it was so obvious. And that is the first red flag. Ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to cut them into pieces. The address from Kolu, or the address by Kolu to Nigerians on what he is planning to do. And I'm going to break them one after the other like that. Sure you get. So in order for you not to feel bored, don't turn off your screen. Don't go to the toilet, okay, please. Don't go and do something. I want you to please sit there and let us go through this. Where Kolu and the empty lies are the things that some people are feeling. He has nothing for you. Yummy. See, I may not like your politics. Sure you get. Of course, I don't even like it. Okay? I mean, you always have your choice. That's life. Okay? You should have choice. You should be able to make your choice. It's your choice and all that. Nobody should persecute you for that, and you know what I mean? That's fine. But you know what is missing is that you will get right to choose anything you want. Some of you are not responsible. In fact, a lot of you are not responsible. You are so irresponsible, like the criminals you are choosing. When you choose them, when they begin to show you shege, you begin to look for excuses for them. You don't even have this. You don't even have the courage to speak out your mind against the choice you have made when you are already victim of that choice. I mean, that's irresponsibility. Hello. To say na place where we say if you are around me, mama jeko shere ni. Instead of you coming to social media to come and defend them and all that, mama fwen ko shere ni. Ori iti you tete. Kilo detori enye. Sir, how old are you, sir? I'm 63 years old. 63 years old, sir. Kilo she yen omo leyin akwenko. No problem. If I am as stupid as you at your age, sir, it's a welcome development. What is the usefulness of the 68 years old? The head that you carry for 68 years, see no get sense. Can you evaluate? Can you talk to your father like that? If my father is as stupid as you, sir, I will find a way to say it to him. Even though he's dead now, I will never find out anymore. But when he was alive, it wasn't that dumb. You don't have Agbalagba at home. We do. We just don't have Agbalagba like you at our house. If we do, a lot of us would have disowned them. Instead of them coming to the public to come and disgrace us. You know, that kind of thing like that. But look at yourself. Look at what they are doing to you. That's the point. Responsibility. Own it. I voted for this call. I regret it. It pained me. Hey, fine. That's okay. It is called bias remorse. It happens all the time. You see something you fancy, you get it and all of that. After a few days, you are like, why nobody know me? Why you know hold me? Why you allow me to do that? You know what I mean? Bias remorse. Or trying to find excuses. Shut up your mouth, my yegun. You this or my lay Yoruba. Kini any shape the problem to facing? What does whether my yegun is or moko? Whether my yegun will come back home or my yegun will not come back home? Whether my yegun has respect or get respect? Baba, waiting that one has to do with waiting the ground. Go now. The more we talk one-on-one. That one go buy you for it. Tell me. All of this your concern where you they abuse me for because of those who have put you in all of this. Any of these abuses go buy you for it, brother. It go reduce the culture exchange rate in Naira. If you abuse me, if abusing me can change all of that, Baba. But if you are sitting down there, all God that's how you are going to complain for 8 years. Baba, I don't mind. When I saw go suffer for 8 years too. I have seen it before. Pick your choices. It did there. When you pick them, be responsible. Not the point fingers. You this enemy. Baba, boomy dada. If it go change how much they go sell petrol for you. Baba, even me say, I go feel like I do charity. Seriously. You better come and abuse me. Cheaper. You better come and attack my yegun so that they can just, I mean, Toba saw anything. If he pays any bill, why not? But it doesn't. So, in reality, when all these choices you have made, when they come biting, I mean, like, impressing you going buy a piece, like, Baba, more reason, like, after every, impressing, you can't pretend, say, I don't pity you, tell you the truth, Shall you get, nobody say I get any pity for you. Shall you get for those of you who choose this. But I kind of feel for those of you who tried to stop them. You did everything. It's in 2015. That was a mistake. 2019, that was stupidity. About 2023, na evil. You know, get any other name. Na evil. Person we just won't finish you. And so yeah, finish him. You don't. You know the Sikh Mortal Combat. All of them will see kept APC, whether because of tribe, whether because of religion, whether because of what they promised them, it doesn't really matter anymore. Baba na evil. Everybody just suffer am now. You see? Baba evil. Because the evil come hard. They say, even you, we do am, they suffer am. You can't tell yourself, oh, Baba, now so you go complain for 8 years. You this Mayegun. Baba, well, I don't mind. May you do 30 years. Here you get. May you do 30 years. Ask those in Cameroon. Yeah, Pobia. It can be your own Pobia. Kilo come sure. Okay, come here. I no lie you. Because somehow right now, the reason why I haven't fancy coming to Nigeria is because I know I'm a poor person. I'm a poor man that is living within his means, and there's no way I go save 50 million naira or ransom because I won't go Nigeria. This is not applicable to everybody, but now waiting me they suffer, they tell you. So you know fancy me. Go fancy me, but go 30 years, go back 40. If you not like Mokuna even like kind of clone him, and it no matter. Orun ya born now, everybody go collect. Everybody ask those your uncles, those big men where you know for your own area. How then they cope right now? Everybody's level. Say, well, we don't see you for Kiniko yesterday. The place even dries. Oh my brother. I mean, I don't go out much anyhow. I've been in this country, you said 70,000 naira to fill my tank. And before you know it don't finish. 70,000. I can't live like that, too. Everybody is feeling it. So, Emurasi, so yeah, I feel for you. Those of you who try to stop them. But now that the calamity is here, everybody will get vaccinated, it's going to be a long journey, even though the tribunal today, by the way, they have concluded all the closing arguments, written argument, and everything. Now we have to hear the dates in another few days now, or maybe weeks. The tribunal is going to announce the judgment day. You see all of this, expectation, hope, and all that. Blood will begin the rush again, Abi. But the day is going to come and gone. Until then, here is Kolu saying, you remember the red flag I told you? It's not going to be boring. No, it's not going to be boring. It's just going to be lying.